Ain't so far from the bottom, couldn't even see the top.
I have been a manual QA for 3 years. I have done minimal API testing and automation testing, and I have been looking to enhance my skills in API testing. Can you guys recommend any good websites for practicing and learning? Recommend any good websites for practicing and learning? I would say just about every single website on the internet is a good website for practicing and learning, right?
Message.
How about that? So, if you followed any of the software explorations that we've been doing, what happens is I just pick a website and I go and I start automating on that website. So I would say that any website is a good candidate. Like in our software explorations, I've automated like a small workflow through Amazon, like adding up, like searching for a product and going to that product page. I have we went through like the flow grappling site on our M3U8 project. Uh, in our Java versus Python, we did Uber Eats, and I think I have a video coming out where we did DoorDash, right? Like so many options that are out there that I don't think that like that should be holding you back for finding a good website to practice and learn. I think it's actually like choosing a random popular website is actually even better because why is it better? It's better because you're not familiar with the website. So you can take it with an eye that it's not exactly QA familiar to the site. And you can search for issues, you can write test cases, you can automate it. And what benefit does that give you? It helps you build a QA portfolio. Because I used to wonder, like, what kind of portfolio can a QA tester have, right? Or a QA engineer have? Like, I know I can have some, I can do a technical project, but why can't you create your own technical projects, right? Can't you create your own technical project where you write out test cases and you find defects on, because I'm sure like these sites have tons of defects, right? So they might not be like showstoppers for customers not to be able to use them, but if you can find those defects and you can write a bug report, a defect report, and you can show, so now you have that, so you have the test cases to put to your portfolio, you have the defect report to put to your portfolio. What about you actually automating the site, right? So okay, like so you determine these are the flows that are the most common that should be automated and tested on a regular basis. So then now you can have a suite of regression tests that quote unquote, if you were working for that company, you could run daily, right? And with that, like so now let's say you do that for one site, and now you go to another site and you do the same thing. So let's say we do Amazon, let's say we do Walmart, let's say we do Target, let's say we do Costco, let's say we do DoorDash, Uber Eats, what's that other one where they do the groceries for you? Instacart, right? How about airlines? I remember like when I was getting started in automation, one of the sites that I that was one of our clients, when it comes to one of our clients was like Travelocity, and I got very familiar with that site, like doing automation. I did automation on JetBlue, Delta, so many major websites that you can practice on. And here's the key: let's say you go into an interview showing that like you have your test cases, you have your defect reports that you found, and you have your automation for these sites. That's gonna blow the it's gonna blow the employer, the company who's interviewing you. It's gonna blow them away because they're like, wow, this person, they went and they actually did a lot, and they were able to I've never seen a QA portfolio before, and they actually built one. So, and then one last thing that you could do, if like in the previous question, if you have free time, is well, let's move on. No, I'm kidding. I will tell you what that last thing is. So, in learning how to for your QA advancement, what I'm going to do in most likely it'll be a live stream, but I'm going to install a test case management system so that I can have a test case database where I can store test cases. Now, imagine if you are on an interview and and they're asking you questions about like how would you write test cases and everything like that, and you say, "Oh, like can I show you?" And instead of you opening up a raggedy Excel or Google Sheets document, you take them to, let's say, a Dockerized instance or a Dockerized container of your test case management system that you installed, and you log in and you show, oh, these are my test cases. This is how it's structured. Da, 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 da. That's gonna be like, wow. I mean, if I was interviewing somebody, I'd be impressed by them showing me that. So that like, so that's the ways that I would say how to prevent yourself from being bored, and when your workload is getting lower because of a hiatus or whatever, you don't have to stay bored. You can always find something to do as a QA. So that's that. Let's move on to the next one.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.